Cherub Choirs. I'm so happy to see you today. In this video, I'm going to teach you the hand motions that go along with our song, Psalm 100. We've already learned some of these motions on our choir Zoom meetings, which I'm so happy that you guys are joining me for those. I love seeing you in our meetings, and I love getting to chat with you and catch up. But this video will just help you to review some of the motions that we've learned in our choir Zooms and be able to practice on your own during the week, so you don't have to wait until we meet on Sunday afternoons to practice this stuff. So, I'm going to go through the motions with our words individually, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to do the entire song all the way through with the motions. I'll leave a time code down below, so if you'd like to skip the beginning portion, you can. But for now, let's get started learning our motions for Psalm 100. So our first motion that we'll be using for the word joy is this. You take your hand and you put it in front of your chest, and then you make 2 circles going out. I'll turn sideways so you can see what it looks like. So that's our sign for joy. Okay, let's do it together once. Here we go. One more time. Great. Now remember, when we sing the word noise, we're going to point to our ears. And then when we say the word Lord, we're going to point to the sky where the Lord lives. So our first part of our song is make a joyful noise to the Lord. All right, so the motions are going to go like this. Make a joyful noise to the Lord. Make a joyful noise to the Lord. Great. Okay, and then remember, our sign for earth is actually the sign for world. So you take your hands and you make them into 2 W's like this. Can you see it? 2 W's. You stack them on top of each other, and then you take your top hand and you go around in front, behind, and back on top. Let me turn to the side to show you what that looks like. Okay, you have your W's stacked. Top hand goes around in front, behind, and back on top. If you have trouble with the W's, just make a fist like this. Okay? Sometimes it's hard to find this hand position. In the context of the song, it's a little challenging to get there fast. So if you need to, you can just make a fist. Okay? So let's do that hand sign with the ones we've just learned. Here we go. Starting with joy. Make a joyful noise to the Lord. Make a joyful noise to the Lord. Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Very good. Okay, now the next part goes along with the words, worship him with gladness. Okay, so for worship, we're going to take our hands into prayer hands like this, and we're going to bounce them twice. Worship him. Okay, worship him. Very good. Then with gladness, we're going to use the same hand sign that we use for joy. So here we go. It's going to be worship him with gladness. One more time. Worship him with gladness. Great job. Okay, for the next part, our words are come into his presence with singing. So, for come into his presence, we're going to take our hands by our sides and we're going to bring them up like this. So let's try that one more time. Good. So hands come up like we're coming together. Okay. And then for singing, I'm sure you guys know this hand sign already because we've used it a lot here at Canyon Creek. Singing is this. So you stick out your arm and then you take your other hand and you brush back towards yourself and then you brush away with the other side of your hand. Singing. Good. Okay, so in rhythm, that's going to look like this. Come into his presence with singing. One more time. Come into his presence with singing. Great job. So then the next part we're going to say is know that the Lord, he is God. Okay? So for the word know, we're going to point to our brains because we know. Okay? This is where we know things. Know that the Lord, okay? I'm sure you guys know Lord. You take your L and you cross it from your shoulder across to your opposite hip. Okay? Know that the Lord, he, and then on God, we're going to take our hands, is God, and we're going to lift them up to God. Okay? So in rhythm, that's going to look like this. Know that the Lord, he is God. Okay, very good, you guys. Let me do that entire middle section again because we have some different hand signs that we're not familiar with. So, starting from worship him with gladness, it's going to look like this. Worship him with gladness. Come into his presence with singing. Know that the Lord, he is God. Okay, one more time, that same thing. Worship him with gladness. Come into his presence with singing. Know that the Lord, he is God. Very, very good. The rest of it, you already know. So let's do the whole thing together now. Great job, you guys. I hope that helped you to review the motions and feel a little bit more comfortable with the words of this song. And I look forward to seeing you all on Sundays on Zoom. See you next time.